In this video, we're going to look at creating some screening questionnaires. So from the admin area, head to the job management tile and then go to the screening questionnaires. So there's a couple here that I've created earlier, but I'm going to take you through step by step on creating one from scratch. So we'll just click create new and give it a name. Now you can give it a category. This is just to really help group them into different types for you to easily manage and keep track of. Secondary to that, we can then decide on if this questionnaire is to be made available to all hierarchies or just a particular one. So we'll just choose sales in this instance and click design. So this is the questionnaire builder. You've got the design palette over here that you'll land on by default, and you can preview as you go to see what the end user experience is going to be. So there's many different types that we can choose from. The checkbox is basically a multi-select one, so you can choose multiple options. Radio group is a single select option. Drop down is obviously a drop down menu. Then we've got a text area section and a single text string as well. These are really easy to manage by just dragging and dropping once you've got a couple on here. So let's just go ahead and create a few to start with. Now we can decide on an order here. So if we want to prevent any bias clicks, just choose a random order. If you've got number, you might want to go with ascending or descending. In this case, I'm just going to go with none. Then we'll go over to the choices and put in our options. And if you wanted to change the order of these, just use these little arrows here to change it around. And there's our first question. Let's preview it. So this is what it's going to look like. And they can actually choose all of these because we made it a multi-select question. Let's go with a radio group one next. We'll choose a descending order for this one. Again, have a quick preview. Happy with that? Great. If we want to change the order, like I said, we just drag and drop. We'll create a drop-down list. And you can keep adding them as well if you run out of options. Preview that. We can see we've got a drop-down list. Back to the designer, add any others that you want to do. You've also got an undo and redo button in case you do make a mistake. Otherwise, we'll hit save and proceed. Now at this point, we can set the scoring and tags. So here's our questions, and we can create a score against these from 0 to 9 per question. We can also then add an action. We can either highlight or auto decline if they choose this particular answer. We can also choose to add a tag for our talent pool at the same time. So in this instance, we're going to say we prefer to give the hired candidate a 60K salary, so we'll give them a high score on that one. We're not really interested in the others, so we'll leave those as zeros, and we'll give them a highlight. Now, if they do select 70 plus, that's not going to happen, so we're going to put an auto decline on that, and we're also going to put in an unsuitable tag as well. Now, because we're basing this one on the fact that that's our preferred salary, we're also going to give them an ideal salary tag as well that I created earlier. For our location, we want to really hire for the Tauranga branch. So again, we're going to give them a high scoring of 9 and keep it pretty low for the others. We'll highlight that one as well. And we've got a preferred location tag. Highest qualification, we don't really need to know terribly much about these, so I'll keep the scores average across the board. And that's it. Once you're happy, click Save. And here it is. These are the other two that I did earlier, and you can see that because they've already been published, they've got their date stamp. So my new sales one is not going to be available for my sales hierarchy until I've published it. So maybe I want to come back and review it later on. I can edit it and make any changes, or just have a quick preview, make sure I'm happy with what I've got selected, and then publish when ready. Now it's available for selection when loading a job.